The views and opinions expressed by the host and our guests does not state or reflect Tuda personally or the Life is Good with Tuda show. Okay, welcome back everyone to Life is Good with Tuda. Let's continue our discussion with our guest. So that's awesome. So another thing we kind of hit on just in conversation, and we may not get, because you said this is going to be, we might need to have a whole conversation on this topic. The challenges as a Black man raising biracial kids today.
Right.
You can kind of talk about it generally, and then we'll have you back to talk about it. And then I want you after that to follow up with some of the things you're going to be doing as we segue into your podcast that you're going to be doing, and we'll be hearing from you more on some of the things you'll be doing there.
Yes. So if people we're wondering, I am married. I am in an interracial relationship, marriage actually, and my wife is Filipino and Caucasian or white, however the correct way to say it.
Indian too?
Just a little bit of Indian, but more Filipino than actually white. And so with that in itself, it was different for me because I was born in a predominantly, Black family neighborhood. A lot of the schools I went to were predominantly Black. My middle school that I went to before, that I ended up at was predominantly white. So I kind of had a little introduction to various other dynamics and races. But once I got to high school, again, it was predominantly Black, but we had a kind of mixture. Booker T had a mixture of all the different races and so.
And so we're going to wrap up back to Booker T, but I want you to keep going because we talked to our niece, Raylan, earlier, and her experience with Booker T.
To be a hornet.
Oh, to be a hornet. And so we'll talk about that a little later,
you.
but I wanted to kind of interject there.
Got you. And so just the challenges. We're currently living in Broken Arrow, Oklahoma, which is, kind of the outskirts of Tulsa. City is, to give it an explanation of how Texas is, when you're coming from Texas, it's about the size of Allen, Texas, maybe, perhaps.
Broken Arrow?
Yeah.
Okay.
But it butts against right next to Tulsa. Mm-hmm. So as things starts to progress and grow as it is, Tulsa's looking bigger, and so Broken Arrow becomes a little bit bigger as well. So living there is a predominantly, white community, and so my kids, although they, we come to church, we come out north and go to church, where we usually go, and they see family, they're predominantly amongst,
all white.
Right. And so with that, it has its challenges because other than sports in itself, their day in and day out for schooling is nothing more than a predominantly white community, and so
all your kids tall too. They're gonna be tall as me. I don't know if that's saying a lot because I'm 5'1",
and we still don't know where it came from because everybody asks that, like, you must have a tall family. I'm like, nah, yeah. They're short.
But Nikki's tall for a woman.
She is. So my father-in-law, him and I are same height, so he's 6'6" as well.
Oh well, yeah.
But my mother-in-law, she's just like my mother. She's about 5'4", 5'5".
Wow.
So my wife, Nikki, she's 5'10".
Yeah, she's a tall. I think she's a tall for a woman.
Yeah, she is. Well, I mean, it's common to me. I'm looking down at everybody. So.
Yeah. I look up at majority of
Right.
people. So yeah,
Right.
so she's pretty tall to me.
Right.
So I'm 5'1", and most of your family. You're the tallest in our family.
Right. I set the star on the tree.
Yes.
Any pictures you see, it starts with the tall, the tall giant, and then it trickles on down to our shortest lady of Granny.
For Mama, she's like 4'11",
and still scares the crap out of me. How can a 6'6", tall, shack-looking joker be scared of a 4'8" lady?
She used to be 5. She and I used to be the same height, so she's shrunk.
I think that was lies right there. I I remember when she used to sit down on the chairs and her feet still swung. So, I knew she was pretty short.
Yes, and she is short. And I'm the shortest of all my siblings. Most of my nieces are taller than me. Nieces and nephews, of course, are taller than me. So that's kind of hard sometimes.
It depends on y'all hairdo back in the day.
But yeah,
if y'all kind of got to put in a bun and it kind of y'all got.
Or we had one of those with the what's Mama wear with the ponytails and stuff. Yeah. Okay, yeah. Then I might get about 3 or 4 inches. Yeah, that may help. So let's segue. So my question was, go back to the biracial.
Okay, so with my children and family living.
Generally, we could talk generally because I know you told me you could do several episodes on this. Just your experience. Right. Your oldest biracial son. So do you guys say black or do you still call him biracial?
I tell them that they are black. Right. But they also have. I'll even lean more into. It's just with the things that I've learned even the last 5 years. Mm-hmm. To just generalize just one category just to check a box. I'm like, no. I want them to love their blackness the same way as I also want them to learn and love their, even being part Filipino. Right. And so I even tell my wife the same thing. So I tell them like, no, y'all black. Even though they're confused, like, no, we're like brown. Like they're literal kids. Like you're brown. I'm brown. I mean, Daddy, you're a little bit darker than me, but Mommy's white. I'm like, no, she's not white. And you're not brown, you're black. And they just get that confused look like, huh? But I was like, no. So we actually, over the last couple years, I think around the time Black Panther was about to come out, made a strong emphasis, especially because they were paying attention at that. We was watching our kids and just, it was getting kind of confused. My twin, my youngest daughter, who's a twin, Tyler, of course, she's playing with her, friends and, different things. And so her whole thing was like, I have curly, kinky, curls as a fro, and my friends are running around, that are white girls with straight hair. So she used to wear a scarf and pretending like she was, like Rapunzel or something, had long hair and be playing with her scarf.
What color was the scarf?
It didn't even matter, but she was...
As long as it was long.
Right, and she just pretending like that was her long hair. And so just seeing those kind of things was like, hold on, we need her to really represent and love, her skin and what she's dealing with. And so when Black Panther, I think, was coming out, there was a big push, I think, as far as products. It was, a lot of dolls, even, paraphernalia, all the things. And so we got our, books that was, either coloring books or books, period, that were pushed out by predominantly black authors and stuff. And so we would show her like, here's the other side of what, if you're accustomed to seeing this, no, baby, this is what you look like. And it's okay to look like that as well. It's not different. Mm-hmm. And so they kind of took
that's
that
beautiful too.
Right. Okay. So that was kind of just one of the challenges. And even for my wife, she grew up, she's originally from California. So of course she dealt with a bunch of different dynamics, even out there. Mm-hmm. But her family, I don't think, to me, was accustomed to our particular culture. And so she was kind of hands off, like, I'm gonna let you take the lead. And so it was part of me just kind of ushering it into my family and really showing my kids, what it was. And so. Yeah,
I think it's interesting because you have 2 technically black young men that you're raising as well. Right. I think it's interesting that their hair is a different textures than Tyler, don't you think?
So my twins, so you have Tyler and Trenton. Trenton has, he can pass
Hispanic.
So with the names, if we go back to what she's talking about, the same way my oldest son, Reed, has a nickname of Royale. My youngest son, whose name is Trenton, he has a nickname as Hector. Because he has straight, he
looked like he could be Hispanic.
It could either be Hispanic or the Filipino part. It's straight. So he literally can just throw some water on and you put a comb, it'll stick straight up, and it just flows straight. My wife had probably wished that, it was kind of flipped, that Tyler had the straight hair and Trent had the, curly.
Because then she can cut it all off.
Right.
Yeah, it's easier.
So anytime I go to cut his hair or, throw some gel in and spike it up, again, he can pass for all the above, Asian or Hispanic, either or. And so the nickname Hector comes about.
And so I tell everybody that at my job that, and so they always saying, so how's Hector doing? I say, really, his name's not Hector. I was like, and he's old enough now, he takes offense to it. He looks at you like you're crazy when you call him Hector. He does not like it. Yeah. He's pretty adamant, my name's not Hector.
Right.
So I think that's cool that he knows, hey, you're not calling me by my name, which goes back to respecting your name that we were always taught.
Right.
I shared a story on one of my episodes how Daddy came into one of my classrooms and someone was calling me Veronica, and I just went with it.
Yeah.
And he said, that's not your name. Do not answer to something that's not your name.
Right.
So to this day, even my husband knows nobody can call me.
Don't be calling me Veronica.
No, Veronica. He corrects them before I do now because I don't go by anything else but Veronica. You can't get Veronica, call me a Tuda. I prefer you call me Tuda than Veronica.
Yeah.
And so I think that's interesting that your kid, I noticed that when I get together, family dynamics, everybody, Hector, he turned his eyes like,
that is not my name.
That's not my name. And I'm like, hey, call him by his name. Because at this point, I'm thinking he's getting old enough to recognize, hey, y'all calling me something that's totally not my name. Right. And so, I think that's pretty cool, though.
Which, I mean, you most people probably lean to the point of society in itself is starting to become too sensitive, but at the same time, you don't know what you don't know until somebody challenges it. So, him thinking, calling me Hector, no, my name is Trenton. Is it that he's being sensitive about it, or is he really, taking on his own? No, my name is, don't be trying to confuse me.
It's about respect.
Right.
So I believe it's about respecting and start early.
Right.
So I just think that to me, you need to take enough time to know what's my name. But
that also, it's a double-edged sword, especially so I part of, and let me give you a peep into how I even went into mentorship, how I kind of even carry myself a little bit. Okay, the minute that I even turn the corner or you even see me, it's no hiding me. So it's like, okay, oh my God, you have this barely 290-pound man, 6'6". Oh my God, how do I kill any kind of negativity? So oftentimes I'm either smiling, or that's why I want them to be
disarm them,
right? And so whether it's a lady in the grocery store pushing up, hey, how you doing, or whatever, and so she's fine. So it's he's nice. Oh my God, okay, cool.
Because you're so tall and
right.
But you don't look threatening though.
But so with that, the threatening part, and I mean, it could be a stereotype or not. If someone's to say my name, and even in elementary, my name is Orrick, but some people pronounce it Orrick. And so it's like, no, my name ain't Orrick. My name is Orrick. If I was to correct them, it's like, so they turn their nose up because it's like, okay, I didn't think it was that serious, but you're going to be an angry black man right now? No. So I think part of with Luis, was just letting them say, Louis is like, I don't even feel like arguing, just whatever. I don't even want the stereotype of whatever you feel.
So I understand it, but I think it
could be a challenge, but
it's a challenge.
On the other, it's like, how do you break that though?
Definitely, one of my upcoming podcasts is: do you want people to like you or respect you?
Gotcha.
So for me, it's a form of respect if you don't want to take enough time to say my name.
Gotcha.
Mm-hmm. Ask me how to pronounce it, and if I tell you it's Ronica, don't say, oh, nice to meet you, Veronica. That means you weren't listening to me.
Right.
And so I don't know if it's because I started at such an early age. I don't even blink in correcting someone, and I could care less if you think I'm an angry black woman at this point. Honestly, because I'm looking at you that you didn't take enough time to listen to me. You already was thinking. And so I approach it differently, but from a man perspective, like you're saying, I can see, I've never thought of it that you come across as threatening.
Because it's like the purpose in which I take is more so of trying to break the mold or break down the stereotype. So if it's, if some communities aren't used to being around someone, and the minute that, again, I'm in these particular communities, so I'm trying to be inviting or accepting of who I am and where my space is, where I am.
I can see that.
I try not to, escalate things into a negative form. And so I'm like, okay,
it's the energy you
right.
bring.
And so I think after I've had a conversation, or they see that, oh, he's a cool guy, I'll do my, it's like behind the scenes kind of correcting, like, hey, you know, my name is Orrick, not da 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 da. And so I think I also don't want, you know, my children or family to miss out on certain opportunities because all I did was just try to correct someone
throughout the conversation.
Right.
Now, sometimes I do let it go. And so now my husband, he corrects them. And I'm like, hey, it's not a big deal. Because sometimes, well, I think the only person I don't is, he's older. And I told Robert, I think it's just because he's older. I don't think he's trying to do it.
But it's funny that you say that because and this could be another discussion. I feel sometimes, rather it be relationship, you have to have a good cop, bad cop. Sometimes a good and bad. If people was to look at, you know, me and even in my family, I mean, in my household, you know, they'll say my wife can be the bad cop because she'll correct you and go off at the mouth. Whereas me, I'm kind of reserved. Well, I'll keep the peace, or I'll crack a joke or something like that or whatever. It's because I'm trying to keep the energy at a positive energy instead of taking it there. Because I'm like a walking tornado. The minute that I've went there, you better watch out because
it's hard to bring you back.
Right.
I was telling Robert about that. It's hard for me to get angry, but once I'm there, it's hard to bring me down.
Right.
Yeah, when it comes to my name, he's the bad cop. And I'm like, he says she don't like that name. So her name is Ronica. And I'm like, honey, it's not a bad thing.
I feel like that's probably within our industries that you have that particular person.
Okay, we're going to take a short break and we'll be right back with our guest on the Life is Good with Tuda show.